Guys, stocks are back up today, baby. And I'm not just talking about the S&P and NASDAQ. We're going to talk about a stock up nearly 150%, as well as check in on Marvell and Amazon. Plus, we're going to talk about the U.S. Treasury buying back debt. And of course, we're going to end it with a full stock analysis, the everything money way. So let's get into it. Guys, here's the heat map today. A lot of big companies up big today. A lot of green out there. Aerospace and defense, for some reasons, a lot of red. Banks, red. Here's a lot of computer hardware, and semiconductors are a lot of red here. NVIDIA's about even. Broadcom's down 4%. AMD and Intel down 3.5%. So yeah, it's kind of a lot going on here today in the market. Let's go check out the biggest winners and losers. So, whoa, is this a joke? It is not. Moderna's up 150%? Why?
I checked 3 sites, Google, us, and Yahoo Finance.
Moderna's a huge effing company.
So right on the main page, I believe it's still there, they're doing a cancer drug that's going well, and people are just loving it.
Right, but still, an experimental mRNA-based cancer vaccine? Holy cow. So my father's an oncologist, as is Mo's father. I'm going to send this. What? How? Like, I'm flabbergasted here. This is insane. So let me pull up Moderna. What? Guys, this is not a small company. This is a $62 billion market cap business right now with the same enterprise value. Look at this. Free cash flow is negative. So guys, this is a lot of speculation. It is selling for 28 times sales. Whenever a company doesn't make money and you want to compare it to others, price to sale is a great way to look. So they're at 28 times sales. Let's pull up Pfizer. Pfizer sells for 2.5 times sales, so 11 times more. Let's pull up BIIB, Biogen. Biogen is selling for 3.3 times sales. I mean, Moderna just seems expensive, but who knows how big the market is for a cancer vaccine. 150% increase. Somebody who sold a call yesterday is getting their ass handed to them.
Oh, no joke. I think I saw $5 billion lost in shorts.
Well, yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, they're getting crushed right now.
Wow. Year to date, it's up 435%. So it was already crushing it already year to date, even before this all happened. Incredible. Okay, well, let's move on from Moderna. See what else is going on. Don't know them. Estee Lauder, up 18%. Wow, Merck. So Merck's up 13%. Let's look at Merck's price to sales ratio. 5.7. So they're the expensive one out of the other 3 we looked at. Biggest losers today. Nothing that I really know and see here. Vicor, AXT, MaxLinear, Steel Dynamics, Moog. Oh, I know Moog. Isn't Moog that is Moog that financial one, or am I thinking something else? I think so. Interesting. TTM Technologies. All right, so a lot of big losers today, but nobody in the big level. Tomorrow, before the open, Alibaba reports. Guys, make sure you watch, because tomorrow we're going to make a video and we'll talk about Alibaba. Today, Lowe's and Target have already reported. So we're going to go over Target and Lowe's today, so let's stick around. So guys, before we dig into more stocks, I want to remind everybody, we have 2 channels here at Everything Money, our main channel and this Everything Money Plus channel. A lot of people think they're the same channel. They are not. And according to our data from YouTube, the vast majority of the viewers on this channel are not subscribed because they think they're subscribed to the other channel and therefore it's okay. But guys, if you enjoy our content, please take a second, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. My cousin was just texting me today saying he saw the interview with Stephen Bartlett and Morgan Housel. We've had Morgan Housel on our channel. He said, and my cousin's the kind of person who would tell me the truth. He said, Paul, your interview was so much better because it wasn't just regurgitation of the same thing over and over. You guys went on tangents and he loved that. We want to continue doing that. This is the channel we're going to do it on. So do me a favor, subscribe. It's going to allow us to make a ton of more content because we'll be able to grow the channel a lot better. So let's pull up Amazon here. Guys, we've been talking about the drones on Amazon for a long time, and Amazon to expand drone service to nearly 500 cities after targeting 1 million deliveries this year. Drones, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I order on Amazon, and like, for example, we have a lake house in Georgia, And the lake house is far away from Atlanta. So we never get anything same day. And I've been spoiled by same day delivery. So the idea of potentially having drones to be able to deliver to me a lot faster is wonderful. I love this idea. The company has quietly expanded to more metro areas. Guys, in the comments, I don't know if anybody here has had anything delivered by drone or seen the drone. Have you seen it anywhere, Justin? Because
not in person.
No.
But I know what they look like.
Yeah, but I haven't seen any deliveries being made because I'm sure they're not in Cleveland yet. So the question I have is, what are your thoughts on it? Like, let me know. Oh my God, look at these things. Wow. It's incredible. 500 U.S. cities and towns by the end of the year, a sign of momentum for a project that's been slow to develop since Jeff Bezos first laid out his vision 13 years ago. The planned expansion for Prime Air would represent a 6-fold increase from its current footprint, the company said in a blog post. Guys, I love it. Let's see how Amazon stock is doing today based on that word. Up 2%. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see what Marvell looks like. Marvell Technologies. Let's see the article on Marvell. They pop 8% on AI chip deal that lets Google buy up to $12.2 billion in shares. Wow. So Marvell, the deal is part of Google and Marvell's partnership on custom chips and includes products that attach to the TPU ecosystem. Google has largely been working with Broadcom on custom chips. Wow. Okay. The deal, part of Google, would allow the tech giant to purchase up to 59 million shares at $206 a piece. The stake is tied to purchasing targets through 2033 fiscal year. All right, so these partnerships are working. So obviously these guys have a vested interest in each other. It's also giving Google the chance to buy shares at $200 and some a share. The stock is currently at $235. So as higher and higher it goes, if they can buy in at $200 and whatever, $5 a share, they can make a lot more money, which is great for Google and great for Marvell to be able to work with Google on chips. And then guys, Lowe's reported this morning, they missed on revenue, 25.96 versus 26.25, but beat on earnings per share. Let's see how the company is doing. Remember, I don't really care, but Lowe's is there. Wow, Lowe's is up 2.5%. So let's go find out Lowe's earnings release. Again, whenever it comes to retail, guys, I always want to find out same store sales change. So here we are right now. So guys, not as good as Target. Comparable sales increased 0.2%. Not huge. Basically flat. People are saying that people are getting tighter with their wallets, and Lowe's is a place where you go to expand on your, remodel your house. When money's tight, instead of buying a house, you remodel. I actually went to Lowe's 2 days ago. Guess what I bought?
A refrigerator.
No, that was a good guess. Though. I don't know why that's a good guess. A chainsaw. So Justin's laughing. My wife was scared to death. My friend Mo said to me, you know what Mo said in the chat? And you guys know Mo, he's from Everything Money. He said, in a group chat, I called dibs on your watches since you're not going to have any wrists to wear them on soon. That made me laugh pretty hard. There's a tree that fell across my drive. It's like to the right of my drive, and I need to chop it up. So I'm not saying it to be cheap. I have no problem, but I'm looking at going like, I bought the equipment. I bought not a strong chainsaw. I bought safety goggles, boots, my gloves. So I'm ready to go tackle this thing this weekend. But if at any time I feel worried, I'm not going to do it.
Make Lisa do it.
No. But she's scared. She's like, you're gonna hurt yourself. I'm like, just relax. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit there and be very cautious. I'm not this guy who's like thinks he's a bigger man than he is. I'm not. I'm less of a man than I think I am. But I'm still going to do it. I love going to Lowe's though. It is so much fun to go to Lowe's, even though I'm like walking around like I have no idea what's going on there.
I wish you had come with us when we all got kicked out of Lowe's for filming in there with Mo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you guys got kicked out. Yeah, which one did you guys go to? The one on Miles?
Fairlawn or something.
Oh, Fairlawn. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Mo stood in one of the bathtub displays. And then we were walking around and Tim was like, hey, someone's following us. And I'm like, here we go. And then we were trying to get some B-roll or something, and then they politely asked us to leave. And we went and stood in the parking lot and filmed, and there were people walking around looking at us.
So how did they politely ask you to leave? Did they just say, can you please leave?
Yeah, they were like, hey, guys, you can't be filming in here. I don't know what you're doing, but let's stop.
Well, it's funny because we did the Chipotle, and we did it very inconspicuously. But they all knew later, like if you go there and say, hey, they said like, oh, you're the guy who recorded us. And I wasn't there for it, but they were like, oh, you were the channel that recorded us. I was like, yeah, but I love Lowe's. I like Lowe's more than Home Depot because I think the customer service is better, although 2 days ago it wasn't very good. Either way, Lowe's 0.2% sales increase. I look at Lowe's going, why is it up 5% for that? Look at this. Total sales for the quarter were $26 billion compared to $24 billion in the prior year. So they missed on revenue. And a lot of people think that. They think it's a miss on revenue. That means that they had a decrease. No, it just means they missed the estimates. They had an 8.3% increase. $2 billion on 24 is 1/12, 8.33% increase. That's a lot. Obviously driven by new stores, and they have 1,761 stores representing 196 million square feet of retail selling space. Let's do a quick stock analysis on Lowe's. Here are my assumptions in the past for Lowe's. I did a 10-year analysis. I did 2.5%, 4%, and 5.5% revenue growth. I did 6.5%, 7.5%, and 8.5% profit margin. I did a PE like Target, 17, 20, and 23. I actually could make the argument for a higher PE. Look at that return on capital, huge. I could make the argument for a higher PE than this, and my 9% return, the stock is currently at 220. And I have a low price of 160, a high price of 330, middle price of 230. And if I change my assumptions to 15%, I need to be at 150 per share. So I'm going to add it to my watch list at 165. And here's why I'm adding it at a higher price. 2 reasons. 1, when it finally hits, it might be a much better company. And 2, I might want to sell cash secured puts in order to do it. Now, if you're interested in learning how to value a stock, tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, we have an absolutely free webinar on how to value a company using our software here. Go sign up. It's absolutely free. Even if you can't make it, sign up. We're going to send a video out later on. Go sign up for this if you've ever thought to yourself, I want to learn how to value a stock. All right, guys, reminder, I own Target stock. We're not here to give stock tips. We're only here to teach a process. I will never give you a stock tip. I just want to let you know I own Target. Don't ever buy it because I or anybody else did. Double beat today. They beat on revenue at 26.54. They beat on earnings per share at $2.46. A lot of people look at this and think, oh, it's great. They beat, therefore they grew. No, that's not what that means. Target has had a problem lately. Let's see how they're doing right now. We might analyze Target here. So let's pull up Target. Oh, wow, I didn't even know it was at 160. I don't even pay attention to this stuff. So what I'm going to do here is see how is their revenue year over year. So the same quarter last year, they did 25.21. They did 26.54. Wow, so they have growth finally because they were struggling there. They're on the struggle bus for a little bit there. Let's see. One thing I want to find out is their same store sales. So I'm going to pull up Target earnings release. What I like to do is pull up their earnings release and see their same store sales. Comparable sales growth was 3.8%. I love it. People were calling Target dead. They were having declines in same store sales. Guys, I'm not going to, even if Target was down today on this news, it's not a reason for me to sell. I look at this going, okay, they're getting back to growth. On 2-year basis, second quarter net sales compounded annual growth rate was 2.1%. Store comparable sales grew 2.7% and digital comparable sales grew 8.7%, led by more than 25% growth in same-day delivery. Target's doing a good job of trying to compete with Amazon on getting things to you very, very quickly. So as a shareholder, by the way, this stock was getting low there, Justin. You remember this stock, how low it was getting? This thing was getting freaking low, get low. The low was $81 back in November. It has doubled since November. Guys, I don't care that it's doubled, just like I didn't care when it went to $81 a share. That's what I want to teach on this channel. I want you to go, I bought a good company at a good price. I'm going to ignore all the noise. If I think it's going to be around for the foreseeable future and be better in the future, as long as I've paid a good price, time will take care of itself. That's what I'm trying to instill in people. So the question becomes, I remember I was buying Target sub 130. That was like my price saying, below 130, I'm interested. So the question is, what's it really worth? Guys, I made some really low assumptions on Target. This is my stock analyzer tool. This is where I put the story and the numbers together to figure out the right price to pay based on my own assumptions. And I went a little crazy low here. I did 10-year analysis, revenue growth of 0, 3 and 5% revenue growth. Guys, they just did 3.6 same store sales year over year, and they did almost 4% overall sales growth. Profit margin, I did 3, 4, and 5%. PE, I think this is a premium company. They got good returns on capital over the last 5 and 10 years, and its target, I think it'll be around for a long time. I put 17, 20, and 23 because the average company in the market over long periods of time should be 15 or 16. But this is a better than average company. So I put in 17, 20, and 23. And then finally, my 9% return. This is not the return I want. This is the return that'll tell me what the company is worth, intrinsic value. I hit the analyze button. Boom. This is why I'm interested in the company. 90 on the low side, 270 on the high side, 170 in the middle. Guys, it's not a very screaming deal here at 170, but you can see why at 130, it made a lot of sense for me. Guys, for me personally, not for you, for me personally, I want 15% returns. So if I do that here, $112 a share. But I was also being very conservative I felt about revenue growth. So I looked at sub 130 going, I want to buy that. And this return includes the dividend. So I'm looking at saying, I bought a good company at a good price. I think it's selling for about what it's worth today. Maybe a little light because I made very low assumptions, but I'm not going to sell Target unless my thesis change or the price gets so out of whack. Like it goes to $500 a share tomorrow and I go, it's not worth it. I have something else to put the money into. So that's my way of doing it. So as you can see, I made reasonable assumptions on Target. And this is something that you guys can easily learn to do with Stock Analyzer to save you hours of research and thousands of dollars. And that's exactly why you need it. What you just watched me do took a few minutes. And it took me a few minutes as I was explaining as I went along. But it told me more about the stock than most people will ever know before they buy any individual company. Most investors would have just looked at the price, read a headline or two, and made a decision based on only that. But guys, that's how you buy a stock and then feel sick to your stomach when it drops because you never really understood what it was worth in the first place. I showed you Target. I said it's worth 170 based on conservative estimates. That's why when it was at 80, I didn't worry. I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. The Stock Analyzer has changed the whole world of investing for me. You put in smart assumptions about a company's growth and cash flow, exactly what you watched me do right there, and it shows you the price where you actually get the return that you're looking for. It is not a guess. It is a number that means something. We've heard from so many of our community members, and once they became a part of the community, they made a lot less emotional decisions. And guys, emotion in investing is the kryptonite for investing. They stop buying on hype. They stop hoping for the best. They know what they own, they know what they paid, and they know why. That's what it feels like to sleep well at night, no matter what the market is doing. And you saw how simple it is. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to be a math person. You just need to be able to be a rational thinker. So here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to start a 7-day trial for just $7. That's $1 per day. Click the link below, get full access today. If you're sick of not understanding why you're buying a company, if you're sick of getting upset when the market falls, this is the game changer for you. Run whatever company you want. I will see you in the community. All right, so let's go back to the Treasury. The Treasury is buying back debt. Treasury doubles debt buybacks as Besant moves to steady the bond market. So when they're repurchasing debt, the price of debt goes up. When the price of debt goes up, interest rate falls. Now this is happening because if you remember in our channel, in our video yesterday, we talked about how the 30-year Treasury was its highest yield in 20 years. 20 years. It was over 5.3% or something. That's what they're trying to steady. Why? Because the higher interest rates are, the higher borrowing cost that the government has. And I don't know if you've noticed, but our interest expense keeps going up. Our deficit keeps is poor and going up, and our debt levels are absolutely skyrocketing. So this is definitely an issue that the country has in the long run. Guys, look at the 10-year Treasury, 4.647. 4.647. Incredible. And the 30-year long bond market tumbled 9 basis points to 5. So basically it was 5.29 yesterday. So guys, if you want to see the biggest moves that super investors have been making, you need to check out the video we just released on the main channel where we break down the 13 Fs of 5 incredible investors. So click the video on your screen right here. Watch it now. Thank you for your time.